Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hopefully, this isn't your case. Hopefully, those individuals out there, if you have been unemployed, that you're not having issues like some of these states are. So, this is a CNBC article. It talks about this. Those $600 unemployment checks are delayed in some states, and that's the $600 on top of your whatever benefit you would be getting. I'm sure you individuals out there know all about that by now. That $600 extra money that they decided to throw out to individuals. So we'll just read through some of this. This is a long article. I'll scroll through it as I'm kind of giving my thoughts about it so you can read and pause and stuff like that if you wanted to read more. It says here the 2.2 trillion relief law enacted in March provides an extra $600 a week in unemployment benefits through July. Some states are delayed in sending the $600, which is funded by the federal government. Others are paying the $600 separately from their traditional state benefits, resulting in 2 weekly checks. So you don't have a uniform kind of way that they're going about this. And that's on the state level I'm referring to. Many Americans collecting unemployment benefits may be wondering, why isn't my check bigger? Yeah, I could assume they would figure it out that there's some delay now. I don't know that they're sitting around there wondering why it's not bigger. They're like, where the F is my money? That's what they're wondering. The 2.2 trillion relief package enacted last month expanded unemployment benefits in several ways, partly by increasing jobless pay by $600 a week. That extra money is in addition to any weekly benefits Americans receive through states' traditional unemployment framework. However, those $600 payments, which are available through July and funded by the federal government, are delayed in some states. Other states are paying the $600 separately from traditional state benefits. The result, unemployment checks may seem smaller than anticipated. Jobless workers in Washington state, for example, will receive 2 payments each week, one for the $600 provided by the CARES Act legislation and the other for the normal unemployment benefit provided by the state, according to Washington's unemployment website. Because payments are taking longer than usual to process due to the volume, there may be a gap between them, the website said. They are coming and we apologize for the delay. More than 26 million Americans applied for unemployment in the 5 weeks through April 18th, erasing all the jobs created in the decade since the Great Recession. Hawaii, which has seen the biggest jump in unemployment claims relative to the size of its workforce, also appears to be lagging in sending out the $600 payments. We are working as quickly as possible to update our technology to ensure that everyone who is eligible receives the full amount of unemployment that they qualify for, according to a section of the state's website answering the question, when will I start receiving the additional $600? We are also waiting on guidance from the U.S. Department of Labor to ensure that we administer this provision accurately, the site said. President Trump took aim at payment delays in a tweet on Monday, casting blame for any lateness in your enhanced unemployment insurance on Democrats. Oh, Donnie, what did you say? Blame the Democrats for any lateness in your enhanced unemployment insurance. I wanted the money to be paid directly. They insisted it be paid by states for distribution. I told them this would happen, especially with many states which have old computers. I haven't looked into that. So I'll leave that to you individuals to look into. Is this true? Did he actually want to pay the money directly, and did states kind of, pull a power move on him and say, no, we want to handle it? If that is the case, then yeah, if we can prove that that's the case, that Trump wanted it directly, then yes, certainly blame your states. Now, that said, I don't know that every state that wanted that was a blue state. I just haven't looked into that research. So if you wanted to do a little bit further research on that, then I'll leave that up to you. States have been struggling to process the record number of claims and have also had to determine how to implement the unemployment framework legislated by the CARES Act. The variation in experience for jobless workers is a function of unemployment insurance being a state-administered program. Okay. While the federal government is paying a flat $600 a week to any jobless worker eligible to collect unemployment, states are the arbiters of how much and for how long workers can collect via their state systems. Yeah, okay, so that's true. Some states have already begun making those payments. Okay, so it should say begun. Some states have already begun making those payments. California started making the $600 payments during the week ended April 11th, according to the website. North Carolina anticipated making its first payments April 17th, depending on the success of system tests, its website said. So I guess that would point to the computer issue, right? Actually, it looks like this article isn't as long as I thought, so I'll just finish it up real quick. In Kentucky, benefits are coming in two tranches. The $600 payments will most likely be made a few days after the traditional state payment, according to the state website. In general, residents will receive $600 every 2 weeks in a $1,200 payment, but online claimants will receive $600 each week, the state said. The good news is most, if not all, states are automatically sending $600 to eligible Americans, meaning they don't have to reapply for the federal benefits. And many are backdating their claims, meaning jobless workers should receive the $600 for weeks as far back as the end of March or early April. Self-employed workers and those in the gig economy may have to wait longer to get any benefits due to a complicated and delayed filing process. In North Carolina, for example, officials anticipated these workers wouldn't be able to apply for unemployment until April 25th. Wow, that is pretty bizarre, and that sucks for them, that's for sure. All right, so that was just an FYI article for everybody. Like I said, everybody out there, what kind of experiences, if you're on unemployment, what kind of experiences are you having? Or if you're trying to get on unemployment, I say, what kind of issues are you having? Have you had issues getting through on the hotlines? Are you still working? And it's not really a concern, but like I talked about before, we have an in-law of ours who's in Queens, and it's now 4 weeks. Actually, it would be 5 weeks now where she applied, and she's still waiting to get that phone call so they can go ahead and do the final step. Now, obviously, back pay is going to happen, but if you're an individual who needs money to buy groceries and stuff like that, then you're definitely hurting because of this. And that's why we see all of those lines at the food pantries and the food drives and stuff like that when they're handing out food. And for a while, I was kind of thrown aback by that, the lines at these places. And I was like, wait a minute, like, what's going on here? But then the obvious hit me. It's like, oh yeah, well, we have so many people due to the flood of unemployment claims and the system can't handle it, to where these individuals, even though the money may be coming soon or within a few weeks, they don't have it now and they need food now. So then it hit home and it kind of really made sense to me. But I'd love to hear your experience with this, especially if you are somebody who's applied for unemployment and you're waiting on it. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Take care.